let's start with today things on experience fragments, and then we will discuss about content fragments. So these two important topics we will cover today. Okay. Experience fragment. So, okay, one thing before starting experience fragment. So I told you every new feature AEM is introducing in Touch UI and not in Classic UI. So this experience fragment feature was a newer feature, like it was introduced after 6.0 version. So that is why this feature is only available in Touch UI and you cannot use it in Classic UI. So in case if you are still using Classic UI, you won't see this experience fragment feature in Classic. It is only available in Touch. Okay. Now let's enter the purpose of experience fragment and how would you make the use of it? How would you exactly create an experience segment and how would you use experience segment? What is the purpose behind creating them? So experience fragment. See, let me give you a scenario. Consider you have maybe 200, 300, multiple pages on your website, and there are like 50 or 60 pages which were somewhere like maybe a portion on the page like is absolutely or is exactly same on all the pages. Like there are maybe 50 or 100 pages where there is a section which is made up from multiple components, like 3 or 4 components, maybe like, or maybe a single component even. Okay. And the content and the look and feel, everything is exactly same on all those 50 or 100 pages. Now, one thing would be that you will be creating all those like that whole content by using those 3 or 4 components on all the 50 pages. That is, of course, an hectic task. If we understand that it's not developers' work, it's authors' work, it's content managers' work, but still it's a redundancy or it's very hectic. So the solution for this is experience fragment. So that is why experience fragment is being used. So the purpose of experience fragment is to remove the redundancy of content or redundancy of same content. So instead of creating the same content either by using a single component or by using multiple components, so by using so that content can be created at one location, that is experience fragment, and then it can be referred on any number of pages. So in case if the change in that content is needed, then that content can be changed at the experience fragment level, and all the pages would have the new or updated content reflected on them. Okay. So how we create experience fragment? Let's go inside this experience segment. So if you see, so the hierarchy for experience fragment is also below content, because this is also a content only, because this is also not a code, it's a content. So all content sits below the /content hierarchy. All the code, our code sits below apps hierarchy. All the AEM code sits below libs hierarchy. Okay. So here we have a folder created. This folder automatically created by our code base. If I show you our code base, this one. So here, if I go and show it to you, it's not inside code. Since it's a part of content, so it will be inside UI content. So if I go inside UI content, see inside JCR, you can see content and experience fragment over here. And then this whole hierarchy is automatically by default created through our project we created from scratch. Okay. Now here, let's create an experience fragment. Like these two experience fragments are already created. Let's create our experience fragment. So by just clicking create, and here experience fragment are also like pages only, because see your pages, what is the page? Is a collection of components. So basically the content of a page is created by using collection of components. So here at experience fragment level also, we basically we create content by using one or multiple components. So in the same way, we make the use of templates in pages, on pages. In the same way, we have to use templates here as well. So these are the same templates that we use on while creating page. So experience fragments are nothing but pages only, which has content made from collection of components. So here I will select the template, and of course we know we cannot have a page without a template. So here let me name it as first experience fragment. Let's just create it. Okay, let me just open it. Okay, so here we created our experience fragment. You can see, and below this you will see this first experience fragment. So this is the experience fragment that has been created. Now it's opening. It's pretty slow. I don't know. Yeah. So let me go to the edit mode. Here you can see I have the container component, or I also call it as responsive grid, and here I can add any component. So either you can double click or you can just click on this plus button. So here let me select some component like maybe a image component, and let's drop some image. So our images are over here, and let's simply drop this image. Okay, and below this, let's use some title component. Okay, so title. Okay, let me image above. Okay, and let's select some sizes H4. Okay, so this is a simple experience segment that we created. Pretty simple. What we used is we use two components. Basically, it's a page only. It's a page only which has where we created this page by using two components. Now, if I go to my pages, like inside the sites where we created our pages, there is a sample here. Here, like we created this test, and let's create a new page. Let's give it an X. So here also we will select a template. Next, and let's name it as.
We can create custom templates, right?
Yes, of course, that we will discuss how you can create a custom template. And of course, depending upon the requirement, you may need to create one or two custom templates, depending upon the look and feel of your page. Like most of the pages would have the header and footer, but in case some pages have some different content as well, which will be there as part of all the pages, for that you have to create a separate template. Like we discussed, like we have templates in PowerPoint, in the same way, we will use templates over here. Now, okay, let's get back to experience fragment. So here we create our experience fragment, and Adobe by AEM by default provides us an experience fragment component as well, using which you can refer your created experience fragment. So the experience fragment that you have created, you can refer them on the page by using the experience fragment component. So here I have the experience fragment, and let me just select this, and
it's like a holder for the created experience, right? The component is like a holder for that experience thing that we created, right?
Yes. So here I will just simply select my. So here you can see by default also it took me to the content experience fragment part. And here inside the sites, here I have this is my experience fragment. Let me just select it. Let's just say, and here is your content referred for that experience fragment. So here you can see like the image above and the image. Now, in case if you change, so this is our experience fragment, content experience fragment. Now, if you change anything over here, like let's make the height as H2 or let's make it as H1 and H above is something, anything, and just refresh it over here, and it should be reflected on our actual page as well. Okay, so here the text got updated. Now, in the same way, you can create any number of pages and you can refer this experience fragment. So any change on the experience fragment will automatically be reflected on all the pages referring this experience fragment. Okay, pretty simple. Like I tell you with the history behind this, what exactly was the purpose of having this experience fragment is that earlier, of course, before even when this experience fragment was introduced into AEM, there also a lot of this type of requirement was there where the content has to be created again and again, the same content on multiple pages. So what authors used to do is they used to create their custom this component, reference sort of component. Like I tell you, in one of my previous projects, we were having this reference component. And what we do is we used to create content on some reference pages. So like those pages were not a part of main website, but the pages there, like we only create the content that has to be referred on the other pages. So we have a separate hierarchy of pages where we used to create this type of content, and then we have created a reference component as well, using which we refer the content from inside those reference pages. But that's how AEM understood this and brought this experience fragment into action.
So
Okay.
for this also, is it like possible to create templates for this as well, or it's just that?
Yes, exactly. It's the same way you create experience fragment pages, in the same way the templates for experience experience segments are being created. The same way like we created for pages. Exactly same, nothing different. Okay. So here, okay, one more things regarding this experience fragment. So here, if you see that the experience fragment we created was with the name first experience fragment. But here, if you see that the actual name of this is master.html. This is the name of the experience fragment that we gave, but ultimately it got created below that with the name master. So what experience fragment does is, let me go back to the experience fragment. So here, what it does is it actually creates a master copy. You can say master copy like here. Now, what happens is many a time what you need is that you want the same content like which is there on this page, but with some minor changes, because out of those 50 pages, consider 10 pages want the same content but with minor differences. Okay, like consider like this experience segment we have created. As of now, it's okay. We just have 2 components, but consider there are 4 or 5 components. Now, if out of those 50 pages who were referring this experience segment, 10 pages now want some minor changes. Okay. So what we will be doing is that, okay, we will be like having this experience segment, we will be copying it and pasting it and using and then updating all the reference, all those 10 pages to start referring to the new experience segment. So here, instead of, and maybe in future, if you okay, in future, this future thing we will discuss later. But the best solution for this would be that instead of just a minute. Yeah. So the best would be that here, instead of copy pasting this whole experience, what we can do is like this was a master copy that was created, and we can create variations out of it. Like, so I will show you how variations are being created. Like here we selected our experience fragment and we will say we will say create, yeah, variation as live copy. If you will create a simple variation, then it will be a blank experience fragment that will be created, like we created our experience segment. But if you want that the whole a new experience segment that should be created, but the content should exactly be like the master copy. This is my master copy, and like here I will select this variation as live copy, and here it's saying which is your live copy. So of course the live copy will be the master copy. Here this is the master copy. This will become my parent copy, or you can say the blueprint copy from which the live copies are I will be creating. I will tell you the whole this relationship, like what exactly why I'm calling it as blueprint, this master as the blueprint copy. You can call it as master copy or blueprint copy. And from this master or blueprint, we create the live copies. If I will do next, and let me give it a name as live copy 1. Okay, let me give it as like this live copy 1. Okay, I think live copy 1. Okay, so name is also mandatory. Let me just copy it. Okay. So here it is asking me few more things. What is rollout config? Okay. So when we say that a new variation has to be created, and this variation has to be created by using the master copy, then whatever the changes that are there in the master copy will be there on our live copy. This my live copy as well. But what if this live copy is being created, but what if in future any changes are being made in the blueprint copy? So would those changes should get reflected in live copy or not? So we can choose the rollout config for that, which decides on what basis the changes from blueprint or the master copy should get replicated or transferred, or like whatever you can call it, into live copy. So here we will select the rollout config as push on modify. So by push on modify, you can select multiple this rollout config. So here like I selected this push on modify, that any changes that is being made inside the inside the blueprint copy should get immediately pushed into our live copy. The live copy should be exactly same as my blueprint copy, because any changes made inside the live copy, inside the blueprint, would get automatically replicated into my live copy. So I will create this live copy from the blueprint, and I selected the okay, so this is my live copy that has been created, and you would see that it automatically gets the same content that we have inside the blueprint copy. Okay. Now, if you would see here, I have two components, like this is one component, title, and above was image. Now, if you would see, there are few things like here. This is cancel inheritance. This is very important thing. Now, okay, let me open this live copy, master copy or the blueprint copy. Let me make it as, let me update the text as image above river, and this is my master or blueprint. Okay, anything that you can call blueprint copy. And let me just save it. Okay, and let me just refresh my live copy, and let's see if our changes get reflected into live copy as well, because we said changes should be pushed on modify. And here you can see the changes automatically get into our live copy page as well. So any change that you will be doing inside your master copy or blueprint copy will get automatically inherited into the child copy. What if now our purpose of creating this variation is defeated, because our purpose was that okay, 50 pages has all the same content, but 10 pages has a minor change, like maybe in this title component, they want a minor change. So what here we can do is, because now our purpose is defeated, because every change from the parent is getting automatically reflected or inherited into our live copies. So in case if you want that for a particular component in the live copy, the changes should not get inherited from the blueprint or the master copy, what we can do is we can click over here and we can cancel the inheritance. Like here you can see this is cancel inheritance. If I will do cancel inheritance, what it will do is if I will refresh it. So let me see if the inheritance has been cancelled. Yeah, okay. So the inheritance has been cancelled. Now, if I will make any change over here inside the blueprint copy or the master copy, blueprint master, let me say, make it as new. Okay, this is my new master copy. Okay, so here and now, if I will refresh it over here, you will see that still the image component is still inheriting the changes from the parent, or you can say it is still inheritance is there. So any change from the parent or the master copy will be inherited over to the child copy. But you can say since we cancel the inheritance over here for the title component, that is why the changes did not got inherited over here. Okay, so for those 10 pages where some minor this title change needs to be done, what best is that you can create a variation out of your blueprint or master copy, and this live copy for that particular component you can cancel the inheritance and then do the minor changes in that component. And of course then on all the 10 pages you have to manually update, but that also will become easy because now on your page, when you will open, then of course you do not have to again select the whole path. Just instead of master, you can refer the like updated variation. Like here I have my master, and here here. Yeah. So here now I can select my variation. So here if I will select my variation, you can see my variation copy has started reflecting on my pages. So this is my actual page. Okay.
Yeah.
So here we understood the concept of experience fragments, plus how you will refer those experience fragment on pages, what is the purpose of creating experience fragment, and how you create variations, or basically it's a concept. This concept of blueprint and live copy or the variations is also same on actual pages as well. Okay, one more thing here, like we created this is my blueprint now, or you can say the master copy, and you have this as your live copy or the child copy. So this is parent and this is your child. Now, as we know, a parent can have multiple children, but of course, a children cannot have multiple parents. So that's the same relationship over here as well, that a blueprint or master or parent can have multiple live copies or children's, but a children cannot have multiple parents. But a children in future can also become a parent, that we know. So if we want this live copy to become a parent or blueprint copy, that is possible. If I now again try to create a variation as live copy, here now you can see it gave me the option. Whom do you want to select its parents? So this will become like a grandparent or like no relationship. But yes, this will become like a parent. So this will be a blueprint, but this will be a blueprint for the new page will be the live copy for this, but this is also a blueprint and this is also a live copy for this master copy. Okay.
Okay. So every live copy can be a parent of any child, right? Like it can be a master copy of another live copies under. Okay.
Parent can have multiple children, but a children cannot have multiple parents. And a children can also be a parent of other children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this was our experience fragments and how you create variations. In the same way, like we created variations, over here you can create very simple variation as well. Like here, let me just select, yeah. So here, instead of creating the variation as live copy, you can create the simple variation as well. But this will create an empty, you can say experience fragment. Like you again select the template here. You see, you again have to select the template. But if you remember previously, while using the variation as live copy, we did not select the template because the content was getting all replicated from the master copy. But here again, you will select a variation and you can say new variation, simple new. Okay, and if I will create it, it will simply create your like an experience fragment, a blank experience fragment, like okay. And let me close the tabs to that. Now let's discuss about, this was all about experience fragment.